Hello, everybody. Welcome to the penultimate. That's a bit sad, isn't it? Penultimate. You've enjoyed having it, haven't you? If you're watching to this point, you must have enjoyed it. If you're not watching, then we don't like you. Anyway, so the penultimate day, you are trying our delicious Pilsner Exile, which Josh has expertly poured into his big glass. You must agree that Josh's choice of glasswork throughout this whole thing has been absolutely
You say
unrivaled.
Expertly poured, but it was poured about a minute ago, so it's gone down a bit now. But yeah, it's a Pilsner Opal glass. So
if you pour a 440ml can generously enough into our pint glasses, you can just for about 30 seconds you get a full pint. So you start drinking it, of course. But yeah, this is this beer in particular has been a long time in the making. We've made lagers before, but in most cases, in fact in all cases, it's never really worked out for us logistically because lager takes such a long time to make, and for the first however long 3 years of our brewery, we've never really had the spare fermentation capacity in the brew house because we've always been just on the cusp of not having enough output for the demand, and that's been a bit of a struggle, I guess, because it's such a slow beer. And the times we have done lager, they've been specifically for one customer because we could never afford to give a tank away for that amount of time, and always have to be brewing that beer. So we've always been really skeptical and cautious, I guess, about making a lager part of what we do. But that doesn't mean that we didn't want to. We definitely did. And I dare say that this is I guess the culmination of 3 or 4 attempts at making a really nice Czech style Pilsner. And I'm very, very proud of it, not least because my aim when we started the brewery was just to make one beer that my dad, who doesn't drink beer, would like. And this is, of course, it. So we win. Have you been drinking plenty of this, Josh?
I have indeed. Yeah, it's certainly my go-to beer at the tap room. So I have it on permanently there. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. It was, like you said, it's great that we had the fermenter space, especially over this year. It's been a little bit easier with the expansion and then COVID, meaning that we're a little bit of a dip in production. So having the time to wait until we thought the lager was good enough, not pushing it out for anyone else. Yeah, and we're all really happy with it.
Definitely. And I must give some credit for this beer existing to I think it was Cloudwater Paul on the last event that we did on probably the 25th of July or something like that. I think it was. No, 25th of June, maybe. Yeah, the last sort of online pub night that we did was the lager one, and yeah. Paul said something pretty interesting. I said something to the extent of what I've just said, which is we can never find the time or the space to make a lager. And Paul said something like, well, if you just brew it, then if you can't find the time to package it, then it'll just keep getting better and you'll eventually have to deal with it. But it doesn't matter. Just make it and then deal with it afterwards. And that is literally what we did. I think the 15th of June, maybe was that event. And that beer was brewed on the 15th of July. So maybe a couple of weeks after, we were like, yeah, let's get the ingredients in, let's squeeze it in. And I'm really glad that we did.
Yeah, the lager online event certainly put it back in my head again at the forefront after talking to Don Zoko, Lost and Grounded, like Greybrook, Cloudwater about their lagers. Just I wouldn't say made me fall in love with lager again, but certainly made me more aware of it again and wanting to do it personally.
But yeah, so this is on the lager category. This is a Pilsner and a Czech style Pilsner at that. So really soft water profile, low to medium sort of hop bitterness, nice sort of mellow malt profile, and yeah, plenty of aromatic noble hops. So the only hop in this beer is Saaz. We didn't attempt a decoction mash, which if you're interested to find out more, then Google that. That's how the pros do it, I guess. But we sort of aim to replicate that by using some light Munich malt, some Vienna malt as well. And yeah, other than that, it's just German Pils malt, Saaz hops, and yeah, good everything. Good ingredients.
Other than the tank time, brewing a lager on paper sounds really simple, but isn't, because there is so few ingredients in a lager that there's nowhere to hide. Especially when breweries in Germany and the Czech Republic have been brewing this style of beer for hundreds of years and have mastered them. So that's who people compare you to, even when you make your first lager, which is quite daunting. And yeah, like, you know, you can, if you make a 14% imperial stout with loads of flavors in it, then if anything goes wrong, it's masked a little bit. But with a lager, everything's right at the front. Everything can be tasted and everything can be criticized.
Definitely, and you notice that when you when you dry hop a lager, a finished lager versus a finished IPA, such a small amount of hops makes such a big difference, because, like you say, the flavors that you're working with are so much more fine-tuned and so much more sensible, for want of a better word. You've almost got to find the flavor in a lager. It doesn't just chuck itself in your face. So yeah, a small amount of hop goes a really long way, and it can easily be overdone.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, for me, definitely falls within the category of something that's been forgotten a little bit in the modern craft beer scene, which is just because something's restrained doesn't make it bad.
Something Josh and I talk about on quite a regular basis. Like people saying that, I like your example, Josh, where you said that people that say that this sour beer isn't sour enough, or this IPA isn't hoppy enough, or this stout isn't sweet enough, is kind of like the same sort of people that say this curry isn't spicy enough. He's exactly right, though, because we've always been of the opinion that an idea for a beer should be executed to the way you think it should taste, not the way that is going to get the most attention.
Spice is good. Some things warrant a very small amount of spice, and some things warrant a larger amount of spice. But nothing should be spicy for the sake of it.
Definitely, no, I agree, absolutely agree, and we enjoy the balance. We can be silly with beer when the style that we're trying to make matches it, like mint chocolate pale or stout. You can get a bit silly with those beers and you can make them really sweet, but on other occasions like this, it's all about finding the right balance.
Yeah, I'd like to think that you know, it shows our versatility in both, because some breweries are I mean, you know, Pilsner Urquell are absolute masters of this style of beer. You know, I bow down to their experience and quality. And then at the same time, there are some breweries that will just make extreme beers. But I enjoy the fact that we can put both out and be happy with both.
Yeah, definitely. A bit of a tangent, I guess, but one of the things I think I'm most proud of with the brewery is that we do try everything. Try the Belgian styles on occasion, and we're really proud of our cask beer as well. And I dare say most people that probably try our beer or have seen us on the internet probably don't realize to what extent cask beer is the sort of life force of our brewery. You know, like the Instagram and the Twitter stuff, I guess, looks a little bit like we're always making IPAs, but on in the brewery, sort of in the trenches, the big output of our beer, what goes out in the van week to week, is a lot of cask, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, cask beer and then permanent line disc cooking accounts for, those two things together account for a huge proportion of our sales. And I really enjoy the fact that we can sell so much beer, cask beer, locally and across the UK, and actually cask beer to Italy as well. And all of it's like unfined, unfiltered, modern, but so many pubs now across the whole country are just fine with that, which is great.
Yeah, no, I love that we sell cask beer to Italy. That's so good.
If anyone ever goes to Rome, let us know in advance. We'll tell you where you can find our cask beer in Rome, because it's a bit of a novelty.
Yeah, that is cool. I went on a really nice beer extravaganza to Rome a few years ago. Well, it wasn't for beer, but when we were there, I made it about beer, and it was really nice. I went to, obviously, did the usual craft beer near me, Google search, and it's nice now to see all those wonderful bars that I went to stocking our beer on cask. That is really cool. I'd love to go back there and be like, yeah, we made this. What? It's from England. Yes, I followed it here.
We'll definitely have to tie it in with something, go to a beer festival there and then do a little bit of a tour. So have you tried Neon Exile yet?
Still not.
Me neither. So neither of us have tried Neon Exile. Neon Exile is
only Luke.
The beer that we're drinking right now, that hopefully you're drinking right now while watching this Exile. It's that with a Nelson Sauvin dry hop, and yeah, really, really excited to try it when I get a chance. But it was keg only, and obviously we're currently in a lockdown. When we're out of the lockdown and the bars are open, I'm going to hunt down the kegs of it that have already been sold, sell more kegs of it, and then go and drink it.
Definitely. I might have to try and sell some near me as well, so I can go and get some. But yeah, no, it's one thing we're really looking forward to is things reopening, I guess, and events coming back, and the hustle and bustle of a bar, and leaving one venue with not the same people that you came in with.
Spontaneous drinking. It's my favorite drinking. Like
I miss it so much. I miss conversations at the bar with strangers about things that I didn't realize I had opinions about.
Like running a beer festival, representing the brewery, but knowing that the beer festival finishes at 10 and not knowing what you're doing after that.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Definitely. Because like the best decisions are made after 5 pints, not after messaging in the afternoon about where we should meet up with our two maximum households in a group of 6.
The best collaboration ideas are made after 5 pints.
Dare even say that all of this has been directly an attack on the hospitality sector, because it's just like they've come straight after our fun, and our fun specifically, haven't they? So we'll get back to it, I've no doubt.
Yeah, sales and events. No.
Tough year for you being sales and events.
Yeah, sales, a little bit, events, no.
But thankfully, the nice people watching these videos have taken the sales aspect out of your hands a little bit, which is nice, because
yeah,
we just put the beer on the internet and people keep us going, which is wonderful, really nice.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, no, it's been certainly been an adventure this year, but thank you as always, folks. I hope you're still enjoying the dozen beers of Xmas. Oh, it's a bit slow from like there. And we will see you tomorrow for the emotional final chapter. And yes, recommendation for tomorrow's beer, if you are drinking it the next day, is, well, my recommendation would be keep it fridgy cold, maybe take it out 20 minutes before you want to drink the beer and watch the video, and then just let it warm up. Don't drink it in the time that we're talking to you, just maybe watch it over the course of a movie or something like that. It's near to Christmas. You should be falling asleep on the sofa at this point with a mince pie and an imperial stout. So that's tomorrow's objective, is not just to enjoy the beer, but enjoy your surroundings as well. We will see you then.
Cheers.